Man, oh man, there's been a lot of stuff going on at Knott's. I'm going to start off with some of the bigger news. A lot of people were skeptical, one way or another, about Xcelerator ever coming back to the park, and OC Register just released an article today saying that Knott's has officially announced that they're going to be bringing Xcelerator back in late summer. Now, that's not a date, but at least we know that it's within the next couple months. I'm assuming that it'll be back before Scary Farm season. We don't know for sure. The smart thing will be to bring it back maybe late August, early September. Either way, I'm going to keep my eyes open and see what the deal is when they start actually testing the ride. The ride's going to have to probably go through extensive testing because you really don't want to go through the same issue that they just went through this last time. That being said, because they announced that they're going to be reopening that ride, I seriously doubt that they're going to finish MonteZOOma's Revenge by the end of the year. That's a lot of overstimulation for Knott's goers. And I think having MonteZOOma's Revenge in the wings to use as enticing people to re-up season passes or just getting people to come in 2024, that's a lot of ammunition. And I think that thought alone kind of makes me consider an early 2024 opening for MonteZOOma, January, February, maybe even March. The Knott's Hotel, it's coming along. They announced that they're going to be reopening that lobby area and I believe the new restaurant in the fall this year. They've got some really cool artwork up. They've released a bunch of little tidbits here and there. Amber Waves is now being converted to, I believe it's 30 acres kitchen, and it looks like they're going to have another eating option there called the Pantry, I believe, and I think that's going to be where that little bar section is in the lobby there, where you see all the bar stools. Maybe after hours they turn it to a bar, and then during the morning maybe serve pastries and donuts and coffee and stuff like that. I don't know. The rooms are going to look great when they're all done with those. They've renovated all of the normal ones. It looked like they were messing with the suites up at the top floor last time I was there. And it also looks like they're going to get new signage. The paint job is done. I like that dark gray. It's a little bit more modernized. I'm assuming the sign, when they bring it back up, is probably going to be purple and maybe white trim. It'll look good against a dark gray. The tennis courts are down, obviously. Those are going to be gone. They've already said that they're going to be opening up a courtyard. I'm assuming that's where it's going to be. Right now, it's just where all the tractors and stuff are. There are plants in there with planters. I don't know if they're spacing them out and kind of setting them where they assume they're going to go or whatnot. But I assume that's going to be a courtyard, and maybe the other side of the building there right before the entrance, the back entrance, where they've just tamped down all the dirt and stuff. Obviously, they got to put that wall back up, but I'm assuming that's going to be probably all glass. I'm looking at maybe a glass wall that looks out at a courtyard area there as well. They're running short on time, but fingers crossed that they get it done before the winter. Also, Knott's announced their 4th of July celebration. They're going to be having a fireworks show on the 4th at 9:30. So it's not a separate ticketed event. It's just part of the park's festivities that night. So if you don't have any plans for 4th of July and you want to go to Knott's, the fireworks are pretty cool. They do a really good job with those. Another thing I noticed before I went into the park is, and I've just been kind of keeping my eye on it because it was weird that I thought that they had these things Duvetine blacked out, but they opened up those two display panels on the outside of Virginia's, and it's just merch. It's just Fiesta Village merch. Yeah, it's just continuations from the front, which is fine. I don't know what I was setting myself up for. Some T-shirts. So I got to the park. Thursday at about 9:30, and went inside. And they do let you in the gates at 9:30. The park officially opens at 10. They let you in the gates at 9:30, and the only ride that they have open is Ghost Rider. So if you get there before the gates open, that's going to be your best bet to ride it with a small wait time. Now, I got there, and I did still have to wait in line for about 25 minutes because the ride broke down. But enough about me talking about this. Let's get into the park and get some commentary while we're in there, and we'll have a look around, and then we'll come back for some Scary Farm speculation, some Scary Farm news. Kiddos and camp snoopage. They still got all the paint to do on this rail here. It looks like it's just been primered, but they cleaned up all of the tarp and everything on the ground. It looks like they're still in the landscaping underneath the track. The walls are still up on the other side of Huff and Puff here along the entryway to the ride. All the way around. But these rails are still off. So we'll see what happens when they start putting those up. I do know that in the last week they've moved this wall back. So they're gonna probably start laying the concrete underneath this ride. It looks like they're getting all of the structure underneath it finished. They're gonna knock out this other wall, and then they should be ready to go. In case you wanted to bring a dog to go to the bathroom, this one's open again. They pushed these walls back. So now this whole entryway is open. They are moving warp speed on this ride now. It's probably gonna take me a little bit more time to get over how good this looks. I'm still very impressed by this part of Fiesta Village. Where the Jaguar is. I don't know if I missed this last time or what, but I never saw this "Thank you for visiting Fiesta Village" sign. Maybe I'm just blind. And someone's got a birthday coming up. Looking at you, Supreme Screen. You're getting so big. Get this whole ride of the Sky Cabin to myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
Let's go.
On behalf, in the distance, you can see an ancient Aztec temple, which is our Jaguar attraction, a family roller coaster that sends passengers on an exciting tour around Fiesta Village.
It's always nice to appreciate the view up here, even if I am just looking for things with Xcelerator and stuff. We're just adding signage to this now. It's here for a while. I'm still gonna guess they're gonna take it down after summer nights is over. It's like technically almost the middle of summer, and there's still plenty of room to walk here in the mornings. So get here early and you can do everything. And half of them will be walk-ons. Roaring 20s. Always roaring over here, huh? Oh, and a giant teddy bear. Just gotta pat. Pat, pat, pat. You win the bear. I don't know how that works. It smells like paint and wood in here. So we know that they're working, but we still can't tell what this is from out here. Also, I'll reiterate from a previous video I said, a lot of these snack bars and kiosks and drink stations and stuff, even though the park opens at 10, a lot of them won't open till 11 or 12. So be aware of that you won't be able to just walk into the park at opening and kind of get to eat whatever or drink whatever you want. Some scenic walls. They're working back there. They're back there working. Getting their hours in. Bringing back, resurrecting Sarah Marshall from the dead. Speaking of the dead, so you can still feel the heartbeat of Harry McTavish. Yep. Oh, it's beating. It's beating on my feet as I desecrate his grave while I stand on it. It's probably not smart. So they put these new speakers in too to add ambiance for all the sound design and stuff, which is nice. Makes it a little less dead over here. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Sounds bustling, but it's lacking a few bodies. Wait till they open up this ice cream stand though. Then it's gonna be hustling and bustling, baby. Get your tic-tac-toe on. Still doing the Founders Day celebrations every day at 4:30, and then the Holy Crow Jazz Band takes over. They're good if you ever get a chance to see them. I walked through Ghost Town on my way out to see if that was where people were, and it was surprisingly quiet. Now, it was a Thursday, but it's still summer break. I expected more people there. There has been a little bit of movement in the Scary Farm front. As we all know, Knott's 50th, they're going to be pulling out a lot of stops when they announced that they're going to be finally doing another panel at Midsummer Scream, and that they're bringing back possibly John Cook to be one of the designers of some of these new mazes. I said earlier in the video that I rode Ghost Rider for the first time in a while, and I noticed something when I was going down one of the drops, and that is the facade to Waxworks. I don't know how I missed this. It had to have been there the whole time, because I'm assuming that that's just that station there year round. They don't use that for anything else. So they're bringing Waxworks back. I also tried to get as good of a shot as I could at where Grimoire was last year. I'm going to assume that that's Grimoire because that's a large maze structure that they have set up back there. And to bring that in for a year with all that production and all that cost, to use it for 1 year, seems like something that Knott's wouldn't do. I went up in the Sky Cabin also, and I got some shots of the side of the ballroom where they're going to be putting something new in because Dark Ride is gone now. It's just wood. They just have wood right now. There's nothing really going on, but they are also working. I looked across the other side of the boardwalk, and whatever it is that they're doing in the arcade there, everybody is assuming that it's going to be Trapped, which was their little interactive kind of specialty maze that they had like 10 years ago. You can find some footage of it if you look hard enough. It's very escape room-esque / not Scary Farm maze. I'm all for that. All we've seen is the walls going up around the whole side of the arcade. There's really nothing in the back next to the scrambler. There is a guy back there working on it. You can see him, but we don't have any answers for that, and we probably won't get them for, I'm guessing, another month or so. As to where Pumpkin Eater used to be, those walls are going up fast. That thing is going quick. That being said, it's just black walls and 2x4s still. There's still a pathway there that you can see between the door. And I'm assuming the large black wall there is the exit to get out. You can't see anything from the front. They're still just working. It's just wood. Still just wood. So I'm guessing they're hopefully going to be adding a little skin to the bone within the next few weeks. Well, that being said, because Pumpkin Eater's gone, they're saying that the Hollow is gone as well. I don't know why, but I have my mind glued to the Nightmare Knockout bracket that they did back in March, and it was won by Trick or Treat. That could definitely be a spot where they could bring Trick or Treat back. I mean, they've got that whole front portion where you entered in Pumpkin Eater before. You can put a whole little, Trick or Treat neighborhood there to enter into the old house, maybe revamp it a little bit. Look, John Cook was there when they revamped it to Trick or Treat Lights Out, and that was still one of the coolest mazes I'd ever seen at that park. You make that Trick or Treat, you make Camp Snoopy whatever you want as far as witches and ghouls and ghosts, and the Hollow kind of had that same vibe anyway. So you can keep it similar without making it the same thing. That's just maybe my hopes. We'll see what happens. Since we're on the subject of scare zones, I hear Forsaken Lake is going to be on its way out as well. With the opening of Fiesta Village, that opens up the door for that spot too, to be integrated with the whole Dia de los Muertos vibe. Fiesta Village is not a Dia de los Muertos scare zone, they missed a heck of an opportunity. And I never went in the maze when they had it because, again, that was well before my time, but it did exist. And to bring that vibe back to that whole section of the park, including where Forsaken Lake used to be, that would be a lot of fun. Going through that tunnel, leaving Ghost Town, the Ghost Town streets, it just seems like it's all kind of making sense, you know? I've been spending the last month and a half or so just trying to kind of put the pieces together. Right now, there's just little bits and pieces of what we know and what we don't know. The puzzle is by far not complete. But what we do know so far, we have Waxworks, The Depths, Bloodline, Mesmer, Calico Origins, and I haven't seen them with my own eyes yet, but I'm going to assume, since they're so busy with the other 3 attractions that they're going to be working on this year, Dark Entities and Grimoire are going to be back as well. So I'd say we're on track to having a good 50-year haunt. I've also not heard anything about what's going to be going in the Walter Knott Theater. Still assuming it'll be some sort of Halloween-themed rock opera kind of thing. Still no idea what's going to go out on the Calico stage. Everybody is saying they're going to be bringing the hanging back. I just don't see it. I really would like to, but I just don't see it. So I think that's what we have for this week. I'm going to keep my eyes open and try to just feed you guys the breadcrumbs as I get them in hopes that we can put this puzzle together soon. Scary Farm season passes still aren't sold out. You can still get those. They're $150 for pass holders and $160 for non-pass holders. Hell of a deal. And we'll see you all on the other side.